what the newspapers had to say. Oh, sorry, this is what he had to say in response. Coventry, here we go. This is what the newspapers said. Antony's graceless goading of Coventry symbolises broken United under Ten Hag. Ten Hag was asked about it in their press conference today. This is what he had to say.
He was provocated, and he should not react like this. Yeah, he was provocated, and that's why this was a reaction on that. So you haven't seen that provocation, you only see the reaction. But he should not do it.
This is what Antony said then on his Instagram, talking about that situation. Coventry proved why they reached the semi-final. We see the spot in the final for our fans. We achieved the way our fans were treated by their players was not nice. And I, in the heat of the moment, I've reacted to the provocations in a natural defence of my club. It's not really an apology.
I think, I mean, he's just a muppet, full stop. I mean, it was 3-0 when he came on.
Yes, I know, yeah.
They were winning 3-0 when he came on. And they were hanging on at the end. Look, I think if I'd been a Man United player or any player with the supposed gravitas that they have, I think I'd have been more inclined to walk in that Coventry dressing room at the end of it and say, listen, lads, you know, you just keep doing what you're doing and you'll be back in the Premier League in no time, because, you know, they just have the respect for what these guys have achieved. And that's not... Listen, it is no surprise that Erik ten Hag is speaking the way he is. It is no surprise that this guy is doing what he did at the weekend. United apparently were told at the time that his services were worth no more than 25 or 30 million. Right? They were told that by their recruitment, apparently, and Ten Hag pushed and pushed and pushed that they spent a small fortune, 85 million on him. So the buck stops with the manager here again on this one, but the buck stops with him in terms of his behaviour. If you don't understand what it was for people like this, Coventry City players, to be in that position and have it taken away and not have the respect for them, whether they were giving you a little bit or not have the respect to go and say to them, do you know what, lads, what an effort, rather than goading these players. But that sums this individual.
Is it unfair of us, though, to criticise, given we don't know all the facts, we don't know exactly what has been said?
Well, we don't know all the facts, partly because I'm not sure that those in Manchester United know all the facts. Erik ten Hag comes out and said that he was provoked by the Coventry players. He's come out in his Instagram message and say that they were goading the Manchester United fans, and he was defending the Manchester United fans. So make your mind up which one it is. But that kind of banter is regular on the park all game long. But then when the final whistle goes, you show a bit of class. Regardless of whether we're talking FA Cup semi-finals or not, whether we're talking lower league opposition or not. Once the final whistle goes, you shake hands, you move on. And I mean, there are times, of course, that it's spilled over, but that's an exception more than the rule. So to somehow have this, well, again, make what you like of either of the two excuses as to which one's is stronger or justifies the action. I don't think either does, you know. And to Erik ten Hag goes on to point out that Harry Maguire turns to the Coventry fans and to the Coventry players and shakes their hands. That's what the game is about.
Right.
You go head to head as hard as you can for 90 or 120 minutes, and once it's done, that's the time that you show a little bit of class.
Robbo?
Absolutely, and the reason that the players didn't run towards Highland is because the Manchester United fans, I don't think they were over-celebrating. Yes, of course, they wanted to get to the final, but from the second half onwards, the Manchester United fans were giving their team some real stick and some real abuse at times. So the Manchester United players were sheepish. They weren't sure whether they should go and celebrate with their fans because the fans had been giving them loads of stick. And Harry Maguire was absolutely right. He turned away and went straight to the Coventry City players and shook their hands. It was a great bit of sportsmanship from him.
So then, it will be Manchester United in the final, despite all of that, against Manchester City. We learned today the kick-off time will be 3 p.m. in England, at 10 a.m. here. We will start our coverage at 9 a.m. Eastern on May the 25th, live and exclusive.